Fine. So overall, the totals, we've seen about 6 inches of snow in Roanoke. And then as we head closer to the New River Valley, like Christiansburg, that's where a little more has fallen so far at 8 inches. Danville, though, a little more less at 4 inches so far this morning. And this afternoon, we could see some sleet mixing in with that.
Times, but if you don't pay attention to how thick this ice is, it really can be a recipe for disaster. Right now I'm standing on about 20 inches of ice. That's thick enough to support 20,000 pounds. That's 10 tons. Think ice road trucking.
It is called the rear flank downdraft. It's when the upper level winds get caught in the downdraft, they come through the backside, and if that rear flank downdraft isn't super cold, it can actually allow a tornado form, especially when you have on the eastern side of that warm, moist air. So warm, moist air, cool outflow on the backside of that. You see the rotation going on, and voila, we've got our.
I went ahead and put a sun up there in the distance, as you can see, but what I want to do with our augmented reality is actually talk about why we're dealing with the weather that we are. So let's go ahead and bring up our augmented reality Earth here so you can actually see why we're dealing with all of this wet weather and why this is such a unique situation. So high pressure normally will push down on the clouds and just kind of squeeze them out, a high amount of pressure, but we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with the sun out here. Instead, let's switch this over to a low pressure system and show you what we're looking at. So instead, low pressure doesn't push as much. It lets these clouds really grow up, eventually start producing some rain, and that's exactly what we're dealing with. This low pressure system is sitting right over top of us, and in the northern hemisphere, low pressure spins counterclockwise. So let's go ahead and clear that off and bring up the radar and satellite, because it's really cool. As a weather professional, meteorologist, it's really cool to kind of see this. As we zoom on right down to the radar and satellite, you can actually see that big spin. Continue to deal with these showers spinning around us through the day today, and taking a look at your 7-day forecast. The good news is tomorrow, most of this will be moving out of here. A couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms heading into the weekend, but this low pressure system.
Days. Our Nikki D joins us from our Backyard Weather Center this morning. And Nikki D, if this was a roller coaster, we're at the top right now, right?
Yes, we're going to hit the plateau this afternoon because temperatures, they're headed into the 60s. Now, it's incredibly nice. Take a look out here. You can actually tell that the snow that we had yesterday has melted completely. I mean, just the ground behind me, you're just dealing with a lot of mush outside. So you may want to grab those rain boots as you're headed out because it is still a little icky, but of course, it's not as slippery. Look at these temperatures we're starting off the morning with. We've got 55 over into Ashland.
Como cuestión de hecho, activemos nuestro laboratorio meteorológico para conocer lo que debería estar ocurriendo durante los próximos días. A corto plazo, esperamos más bien un miércoles con temperaturas en los 68 grados, vientos mayormente del norte a razón de...
Starts with the precipitation as it starts to come out of the cloud, but it's also meeting positively charged particles coming up. So the step leader comes down, the upward streamer comes up, you break the insulator and you connect the circuit, and voila, you've got yourself a powerful lightning strike, something that has the temperature of 5 times the surface of the sun.